Hi guys, my name is Charlie, and in today's video, I'll be sharing with you a DeFi project called Booster. Booster is a leverage yield aggregator or leverage yield farming with some elements of lending features as well. It is somewhat similar to one of the past projects that I've covered in my videos on TokenClan channel, which is called Pilot Protocol. If you wish to know more about this Pilot Protocol, you can watch our past video on it. But before I deep dive into what Booster is all about and sharing with you my opinion on should you invest in Booster native token called BOO, I would like to share with you that we are having this giveaway contest for our crypto starter pack that consists a copy of our book, Crypto Assets for Passive Income, an online video course, and a $20 worth of Bitcoin. The principles and strategies that has been shared in our book and our courses has allowed us to build our crypto portfolio from $29,000 in 2018 during the crypto winter period to about $4 million worth of crypto assets as of now in 2021. If you would like to participate in the contest, just go to the link in the description box down below to participate. If you are new to our channel, do hit the subscribe button and click on the notification bell for more videos such as this. And also, we welcome you to join our social channels such as our Twitter and Telegram group for more in-depth discussions on cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. I would also like to give this a quick shout out to Dora Hacks, who is organizing this HECO Grant Global Online Hackathon together with HECO. This hackathon will appeal to all these early stage developer projects building the next generation decentralized protocols and applications, but on the HECO chain itself. If you are an aspiring developer who has your own team that is developing your own DeFi projects, you may want to look at this HECO grant and apply to be part of it, as well as join their online hackathon. The submission period is from March 16 to May 15. And as of right now, there is still time for you to act on it. I will share with you the links in the description box down below as well. Without further ado, let's get started. Okay, right now we are at DeFi box. I'll go to DeFi data aggregator for all our HECO chain related projects. And as of right now, we are looking at Booster. Booster, like I mentioned, is a leverage yield aggregator with some elements of these lending features as well. And its current TVL based on DeFi box is 820 million. But to get the accurate TVL as of right now, we should be going to the main application, which is this one, booster.farm. You can see its current TVL, it's about 500 million. Initially, when it launched earlier this month, it was about $2 billion of this TVL, surpassing MDEX, which is the biggest DEX on HECO chain as of now. And right now, the TVL has dropped to 500 million. But it shouldn't stop you from understanding what Booster project is all about and to determine whether is it valuable DeFi tool that you should add to your portfolio. So as for any new DeFi projects that I'm going to share, I will always go through their white paper. This is their white paper. Let's start off with this their design concept. So they have their design concept. They want to be this one-stop service platform where users can complete a series of DeFi actions such as deposits, borrowing, and leverage mining. And they have this diagram for you to showcase their various features and the flow of your assets and rewards. And they also introduce some of features here as well. One of the things that you can see when you do your deposits or lending of your crypto assets to this platform, actually what they are doing is that they are working together with this top loan project in the public blockchain for these leverage mining users. And they are working with currently Fiat. If you go to their main application, you will see that when you perform this depositing of your crypto assets, you will also receive Fiat tokens on top of their native token, BOO tokens as well. Like I mentioned, their revenue nucleus, they mentioned the leverage mining part, as well as the revenue aggregator part, which I will share with you more on when we come to their platform itself. And of course, they have a section that talks about the liquidation part, the risk part, because this part will come in, especially when you're doing this leverage mining on their platform. And of course, they have some parameters on, if you perform this leverage mining, what is the liquidation factor and all other different factors here that will result you in liquidating your position if you go past these levels. Just a word of advice here: if you have been performing lending and borrowing activities on DeFi platforms, on other DeFi platforms, then you should be quite familiar on how to operate on this Booster platform as well, because it is quite similar. But if you have not done so yet and struggle to understand what is it all about, I would highly encourage you to read through this documentation, as well as other lending borrowing protocols such as the Fiat or LendHub, to understand more about how lending and borrowing works before you even perform these activities. And some of their fees that they introduce in their platform is that you need to take note of is the reinvestment fee, 3% of the reinvestment part. Service charge for depositing your crypto assets on their platform is 0 to 0.05% of the principals charged at the time of deposit. Leverage loan interest, platform fund rate, and so on and so forth that is being listed here. A calculation of how these are APY, and they talk about the risk. So if you perform this leverage mining and you borrow assets, you can be exposed to liquidation risk. Everything is written here. If this is a bit too technical for you, I would suggest you to look at other lending or borrowing platforms that talks about such risk that is much more in depth. And this is their tokenomics. A booster token is called BOO, with 100 million BOO tokens as their cap supply. This is how they allocate their tokens. 80% for mining, 4% for operations, 6% for the early investors, and 10% for the team. And they also have these plans for repurchasing and destruction of BOO tokens, which means that they introduce these deflationary measures. Over time, the supply of BOO tokens should decrease, making their tokens even more valuable. And these are their contract addresses for the various different purposes. You can just visit these contract addresses on this HECOinfo.com to understand more about it. And their roadmap, which is just one paragraph, so it's very brief, doesn't reveal a lot about their plans. Everything here is just quite generic, and maybe perhaps that we can see more information being revealed here over time. As of now, let us go to their platform, Booster. At the top navigation bar here, you will see that they have plans for DAO, but this is grayed out yet, so there's no information here. But as for the rest, this is Earn. This is a part where you deposit your crypto assets to be lended out to borrowers. And when you lend it out to borrowers, like for example HBTC, Ethereum, the HT token, USDT, HUSD. So these are the few options right now. And you can see that when you lend them out, the breakdown of the APY is here. The supply API will be the returns on your HT, and the deposit APY will be your rewards here. You can see the breakdown of the APY, the supply APY and deposit APY. Right at the top of my mind, when I saw this, I hope that actually they should explain it more clearly to you, like, what is supply APY and what is deposit APY. But from my guess here is that supply APY should be the returns on your HT, so how much of these HT returns you'll be getting. And deposit APY should be this part, which is the combined pool here. You can see that your rewards, you'll be earning these BOO tokens, as well as Fiat tokens, which is their partner, which is a lending and borrowing protocol, Fiat. When you supply this HT, these are also part of your rewards. And once you have supplied them, you will receive this deposit token, like a certificate of deposit, which is called the BOF-WHT. For example, if you supply WHT, you should receive BOF-WHT. And if you want to withdraw and get back your WHT, you need to use your BOF-WHT here to convert it back to WHT. That also should include your interest or your returns on WHT. And next, we go to their pools. They have two different types of pools. One is the liquidity pools. You will see that they have very enticing returns here, because this is relatively quite a new project. That is why they have these higher returns to attract crypto investors to farm. In this case, in order to stake in these farms, you need to provide liquidity of both the BOO tokens plus USD tokens, which you need to do it on MDEX. When you click on add liquidity, you'll be directed to this MDEX platform where you add your liquidity to get the LP tokens. Only when you have the LP tokens can you stake it here. You stake your LP tokens and you will receive BOO tokens as your rewards. This is their liquidity pool farming. This is the part on the leverage yield farming. For example, like this one, you provide a HBTC and USDT liquidity to get the LP tokens. And if you come here, you can set the leverage. You can see when you increase the leverage, the borrow percentage will increase. The percentages on these returns will also adjust themselves as well. Just a quick sharing is that when you see borrow returns here as a negative percentage, meaning to say that actually you are earning. Basically, they pay you to borrow tokens. Sharing about this borrow APY. If you want to know more about this, why some values are positive and why some values are negative, and what it means when you do your lending and borrowing, I would suggest that you read up more about this part before, performing all this leverage yield farming and whatnot. Because it carries this risk of liquidation if you are not careful or not knowing what you are doing. When you click on this farm, you contribute your LP tokens, you set this leverage, and of course take note of the APY as well as the fees. So there are fees involved here, so you need to take note of that as well. Again, for the interface here, it is quite confusing to me. I hope that they have included these tutorials to guide you on what to do about it, because there's a lot of options here. I'm sure there's some tutorial somewhere that you need to take a look at on how to operate this thing, because it differs from platform to platform, so you need to be familiar on how to operate on their platform. Next will be liquidation. This is the part where they design this dashboard to tell users like what are the current pools with this deposit that is at risk of liquidating. They have this ratio or rate here. Normally for other platforms that I've seen, as long as the liquidation rate or the risk rate it's at about 85% or more, they will already sound like a red flag or warning to you that you are close to liquidation, because once it hits 100%, your position will be liquidated. As you can see here, I do not have any positions on Booster Farm, so I can't show you anything here. And that is all for their features as of now. If you scroll downwards, you will see that Booster has been audited by these two third-party auditors, and they have their documentation on the website itself and some of the partners. This is their PDF version of their white paper. How I got it is that I went to their Telegram to obtain it, but you can also look at it on their main website itself. I find that their white paper is much more cleaner and slightly easier to understand, because it's well organized as compared to the link or the earlier white paper that I've shown you, which I think it's a bit more technical and harder to understand for laymen. This is their Booster social channel, which is a Telegram group. You can see that a lot of it is, in fact, most of the participants in their group are using Mandarin or Chinese to communicate. One of the downsides of this platform, because it's not international based. After I've introduced you to Booster, I would like to share with you my personal opinions on whether should you invest in these Booster native tokens BOO. First thing first is that when I went through their documentation and their roadmap, I wasn't very clear on what they are planning to do because their roadmap is very brief and their documentation is also quite technical and does not have a lot of these examples to showcase what their features are capable of doing. Because if you are a layman, you are learning about this booster, you will find that you will have a hard time knowing what this project is trying to do. Basically, it's doing this leverage yield farming and lending. If you want to know more about these features, you should look at other projects first because they provide you with more documentations, more examples. Like in your Binance Smart Chain space, you have your Venus, and in your HECO chain, you have your Land Hub and your Fiat. You should look at these projects first, look at our documentation to understand more about it before coming to here. Another thing that I think is also not so great about their platform right now, or in terms of their socials, is like when you go to their Telegram channel. This is their Telegram channel, Booster. You see that the communication in it is using this Mandarin as their main language to communicate. In fact, it's a lot of Chinese crypto investors and traders in here. If you belong to the rest of us or the majority of other people that do not understand Mandarin, you will not understand what they are communicating here, especially when you try to communicate with their developers. Maybe some of them can speak English, you can try. But when you look at their official messages, they are using Mandarin. It's a bit hard for English-speaking people or the international audience to understand what they are trying to share here. I hope that they will take steps to improve or provide a channel for mainly these English speakers. Their platform can get more recognition on what they are trying to do, as well as improve their documentation with more examples and less technical jargons. That is what I'm trying to say here. And if you ask me personally, will I invest in their tokens? Unless I understand more about their project and their roadmap, will I then consider to contribute my crypto assets to be lent out here and get these rewards, as well as participate in their pools to earn their native token, BOO tokens? For me personally, I wouldn't just use my fiat or my crypto assets to purchase BOO. If I will need to do anything to earn BOO, it would be through this liquidity, yield farming, and this type of things to earn BOO, rather than straight off buying from the market itself. But one positive thing that I want to highlight about Booster is that they have quite a high level of this TVL, about 500 million. And this is just based on the Chinese-centric market. You can imagine if they have a bigger outreach with channels that is dedicated to English speakers or the international audience. I'm sure once people know about this platform and they understand more about this platform, perhaps their TVL can go up even higher. This is just my opinion and my takeaway about this platform. I hope that you have enjoyed today's content. Please drop a like and comment in the box down below. And if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and click on the notification bell for more videos such as this. And be sure to join our social channels like our Twitter and our Telegram group, TokenClan, for more in-depth discussion on cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. You can also participate in our giveaway contest for our crypto starter pack that consists a copy of our book, an online video course, and the $20 worth of Bitcoin. All the links are in the description box down below. With that, I'll see you in the next video.